to make the feathers, get one of your feathers and a piece of string around 30 centimetres long. Now what you're going to do now is wrap the string around it and tie an overhand knot. So I'm going to go around and just pull, just a normal overhand knot. And that's probably a little bit long, so I'm just going to cut it half the length of this stem. Now I'm going to get this piece of wool here and I'm going to wrap around, going up the stem and wrapping this bit of wool that's sticking out down. Now go round again, round the stem, through the loop, and then pull tight. Do the same again, but don't do it, when you're doing your second knot, don't do it on the stem, do it just under the knot you've just created, so here. So you're going to do around and then just make sure the knot ties just under the knot you've just done. And then do one more. That will make it firm, so you've got like a nice firm tied feather. So I'll show you one more time. So that one's done. We're going to get our next feather. Ooh. Cut a piece of wool. So I'm going to tie it around in an overhead knot, just like that. Pull tight. So again, it's too long, cut it so it's half the length. And then we're going to wrap. And then go round and pull through that loop. And pull tight. Round just underneath that knot. Pull another one. Round. Pull the last knot. And there you go, a very secure feather. Now repeat that 6 times and then you'll have 6 feathers. Next, take a piece of string and cut it about 15 centimetres. And then what I'm going to do is pull the fibres apart, and then you've instantly got a thinner piece of string. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie that around the top of the moon. About 3 times, so 3 knots. And then just cut the ends off, not too close so you don't want it to unravel. And then you've got your little loop at the top. So next I'm going to add the sage string to the base of the moon. So I'm just going to cut my lengths to 140 centimetres. And I'll let you know here how many lengths that I'm going to do to fill the base of this moon shape. So how I'm going to add them is I'm going to start in the corner and I'm going to do a lark's head knot. So you just go up behind the shape, pull it over like this, part it, and the two pieces of string that's still behind the shape go through that loop and then pull it through. I will do it again later on in the video and show you more detailed. So you go behind the moon, pull it over the moon, part, get these two pieces of string, pull them through. And then just go all the way along. So next what I want you to do is find the middle 4 chords like this, or pieces of string, and you're going to do a square knot. So how I do a square knot is I get 4 pieces of string, the 2 in the centre are filler chords, then the piece on the right goes across these 2 and under this first piece here. And then this piece that's over this piece on the right goes under all of the pieces and through this loop here, and then you pull up like this, and then you go back the opposite way. So now what you're going to do is this piece on the left goes over your filler chords, your piece on the right goes over this piece and right round the back of all of them and through this loop. And then you just pull up. Show you again. So get 4 chords. We're going to go all the way along here. Get your 4 chords. Can't even say 4 today. You get your piece on the right. It goes over the 2 in the middle and under the piece of string on the left. This piece of string goes over, and then right around the back of all of them, and then through this, like I say, the number 4, because it looks like a number 4. And then you do the opposite way back, so look, as you can see, it's like a number 4. And it goes through there. So feel free to like rewind and rewatch this video if you don't know how to do that. And I do also have a video on how to do a square knot, if you want to watch that on my channel. So now what you're going to do is you're going to get your centre 3 knots, and you're going to do a decreasing square knot pattern. So first I'm going to take the 2 here, and I'm going to do a square knot in the centre of these 2, like this. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. So these are the 3 bang in the centre. So then this little upside down triangle or decreasing square knot pattern is going to be bang in the middle. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to frame that pattern. So now I'm going to frame this with a double half hitch knot. So what you do is you get the piece right at the top of the pattern here, pull it down like this, and then you're going to get this cord and you're going to put it round like this, and then round again, and then just pull it up. As you can see down this side of the triangle in the middle, I've done double half hitch knots. So I'm going to show you how to do that on the opposite side. So I'll get the far square knot and get the piece of string that's right at the edge and pull it across your shape like this, where you want the double half hitch knots to go. Then get this piece of string that's underneath and wrap it around, but go above your piece here. So you wrap it around, but then you go in front of this piece here. So wrap around and go in front of your piece or your cord. So wrap around, wrap around. I'll try and do it a bit slower. So round, through, then round and through, and that's one knot, and then you get the next piece of string or cord or whatever you want to call it. Then when you come to the centre, get your two cords in the middle. You can either do a single or a double overhand knot. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get these two square knots at the side, and I'm going to do a square knot in the centre of them. Then I'm going to move down so I'm going to move down 5 centimetres and do another square knot. Then alternate here, I'm going to take these 4 cords and I'm going to do another square knot. So these cords here, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cords are going to be this next pattern. And then on the opposite side of the centre square knot, so it's like a little triangle. And then do one alternate again in the middle of them two. So you've got a little diamond shape. Now I'm going to repeat that on this side. Right, now when you've got your diamonds on both sides, take your centre 2 pieces on them patterns and tie them together in a square knot. Leave a little bit of space. It's probably about 1 or 2 centimetres. And then get the next 2 on this side and the 2 underneath this centre and do another square knot. So this is where we're going to create our crystal pouch. So now on this side of that square knot, you're going to take these 4 cords, do another square knot, lots of square knots, and then take the next 2 on this side. So it's these 4 now. So you're taking 2 to the left of this square knot and then 2 from one of your side patterns that you've just made, and you're going to do another square knot. And then again. And then repeat on this side. So then that should create a shape like this in the centre. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take the chords, 2 on your left and 2 on your right, and you're going to bring them round to the centre like this. And you're going to do a square knot there. So now you're forming your macrame pouch. Depending how big you want your crystal to be, you can leave a little space here. So I've done it quite tight so it's directly near it, but you can leave a little space there if you want a bigger one. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a piece of almond string, and I'm going to do a wrap knot underneath this. So I'll put a piece of string down like that, loop, so you've got a short piece of string here and then this one's quite long, and then you're going to go over, so you're holding it with your thumb and you're going to go around like this. So hold it with that thumb now and go around. Round, round, as many times as you need to. And go through the loop of this piece here. And then pull this one at the bottom, you're going to pull down, and then keep hold of this one. So now you've tightened that knot. If you want to know how to do the wrap knot in detail, let me know down below and I'll do a video on how to do different knots, which I'm planning on doing anyway, but just let me know if you guys think that would be something interesting that you would want to see. And what knots you would want me to actually do as well, that'd be good. So now you've got your little macrame pouch. Now if you wanted to have quite a long crystal in there, you could move this down, but our crystal is going to be quite small, so that is perfect for the crystal that I'm going to use. But you can adjust this, so you can do your wrap knot slightly lower, or you could do, if you want a wider knot, you could make this one in the middle slightly longer. It's up to you, but for me that's perfect. Next I'm getting my almond string. And again, I'm cutting it into 140 centimetres, and I'm parting it in 2 like this, and I'm going to get this very end piece of cord here, and I'm going to use that to do an overhead knot. So I'm going to go round like this, pass it over it, then get the 2 cords that are behind and pass them through that loop. And then just tighten nicely, not too tight. And then again, on the other side, I'm going to go through this very end cord here, over, under, and then pass this through. And what this does when you do this is it creates like more depth to your dream catcher or to your wall hanging.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
So here you can see I've chosen a rose quartz stone to pop into my moon catcher, or moon macrame. It's not really a moon catcher. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my feathers. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to do it in between these pieces of string here. So I'm going to go right at the end. I'm going to add my first two. And I'm just going to add them with overhand knots, and I'm going to tie 3 in each one. So again here. And then I'm going to stagger the rest of them up the sides.
Forever free, you and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
So I've just cut the extra bits of string that were coming down off, and now I'm going to hide, I'm kind of going to push these ends under so you can't see them as clearly. Make it a bit neater. So as you can see at the bottom of my macrame wall hanging, it's not looking very pleasing to the eye. So what I normally do for this is I go into a triangle shape. So I get my first 2 pieces of string on either side, I pull them into the centre and I cut them shorter. And this is how I get that triangle shape in all my pieces. Pull them to the centre. It doesn't matter if it's like the exact next one along, so it's okay if you like cut one that's not the next exact 2 pieces along, because it's never going to lie completely flat. So don't worry, just keep getting 2 pieces and cutting them slightly longer.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small.